Welcome. I hope your curiosity about the law of attraction is growing. And I was wondering, have you ever heard of heterosuggestions? Most of us have already heard of autosuggestions, but heterosuggestions are ideas that are given to us by other people, sometimes without us even knowing. Have you ever heard someone tell you, you can't, you shouldn't, you're going to fail, you're not meant for this, you need to lose weight, you're not good enough, or this isn't suited for you? Whatever it might be, these heterosuggestions, statements given to us, sometimes without us even being aware, have the power to sink deep into our subconscious mind. These statements made by others during our most impressionable years are like spells that can literally shape our future. How you act and what you will achieve. What can we do about these suggestions made by others that have seeped into our subconscious mind? How did we let others convince us of things that we would rather not believe? Well, when we're young, from our birth until about the age of 7, our mind does not really have the ability to use the conscious mind and reject ideas that we choose not to believe. We can't hear something that an adult tells us at that age and say, no, that's not true, or I'm not going to be like that, or that doesn't apply to me. We simply do not have that portion of our brain working. We're working in the theta state, which is like a sponge. We're unable to reject these statements made by others, and so these ideas, these beliefs start to sink deep into our subconscious mind. You see, the mind operates on 2 levels. The first is the conscious level, which has the ability to reason with the external world and can determine true from false. The second is the subconscious level, which does not have the ability to tell the difference between true and false. It can only record and take orders from the conscious mind. Once a suggestion is passed and accepted by the subconscious mind, it is in there, and it is there deep. This is why what people say to you is extremely powerful and can be very positive, or in many cases, negative. Especially when you're young and you don't have the ability, again, to correct your way of thinking or to reject a negative idea that is being directed to you. So what can we do about that now? Remember that a suggestion or idea coming from someone else is a heterosuggestion. So what we must use is an autosuggestion. When we receive or have already allowed for a negative suggestion to sink into our mind, a positive autosuggestion, also known as a positive affirmation, is needed to reverse or cancel the negative idea that, left unaddressed, can impact your life for years without you even knowing it. It can be hard to pull out ideas that are already deep in your subconscious. That is why we need to almost replace them or bombard our mind with the positive affirmations that will reverse that way of thinking, sort of in an attempt to drown out the negative ideas that we have in our mind. Many people will do this naturally all the time. I mean, we all do it naturally, but certain people, some of the most successful people in their fields, are just naturally very good at this. They're naturally very good at stopping negative suggestions at the source. Imagine telling Kobe Bryant that he will never be a good basketball player. I'm positive that he would have an internal dialogue and tell himself that not only will he be a basketball player, but he's most likely going to be one of the best basketball players of all time. I'm sure when we think of somebody like that, we can almost picture him practicing and telling himself this over and over, that he's going to be the best. While he's practicing, telling himself that he's going to be the best before he goes to sleep, telling himself that he's going to be the best every time something might not go his way. It's very important to stop negative suggestions in their tracks immediately, because ideas are like seeds, and when one is planted into our mind, it's up to us to either water it or pull it out like a weed. A positive affirmation used throughout the day, when you have a moment to relax and the ability to repeat it, will start to take hold. Your subconscious mind is always working day and night. It works in the background, and we never really know what we are picking up from our environment. So it's important to maintain a positive mental attitude, to plant the good seeds of thought, and to take time whenever we have the opportunity and water those seeds. The more you start to believe in your ability to shape and control your thoughts, the easier it's going to be for you to catch the negative influences and quickly reverse them with positive ones. If you take one thing away from this, know that your subconscious mind does not argue with you and will accept things that you believe and say consciously. These beliefs will manifest into your life whether you want them to or not. So take a bold stance and use your affirmations several times a day, at the very least, before you go to bed and when you wake up. I'll leave you with a quote. Take care of your conscious mind, knowing in your heart and soul that your subconscious mind is always expressing, reproducing, and manifesting according to your habitual thinking. Dr. Joseph Murphy. Remember to affirm what you want to believe. Reject the ideas that others impose onto you, and be confident knowing that if you use these affirmations, you will undoubtedly create the life that you want. I hope this helps.